Hi y'all. So, um, you guys told me I had to thin out my zinnias, but I can't bring myself to just like cut them out and throw them away. So I'm gonna try to transplant them. So let me take you over here, and I decided it would be nice if it works out, if they would come up in between my garden areas. So I don't know if you've ever noticed, but let me zoom back a little bit. So I have the collards planted here, and my stopping point is right where that board is here. So the board between each of the fence panels. And then I put a planter even with the board. So that means all of that is my collard space. This board is for my broccoli, and it goes from board or fence post to fence post for that board, and so on and so forth. And that's how I have divided up the areas for my garden. So I'm hoping I took my spade right there and I dug a little ditch, and I'm going to try to transplant the extra zinnias in between each garden space, if that makes any sense. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do, and only time will tell if it actually works. Into the trench, I'm going to add blood meal, bone meal, and some worm castings because, as you can see, I did not pre-prepare this, and it's pretty much just clay soil. So I'm going to add amendments, and then I'm going to add some potting soil into it before adding the seedlings. Okay, so I am using a pair of scissors and just going in where I see a clump and just loosening it up like so. And then these are the ones that I will plant. Okay, so I started on the row, and that's what I have so far. So again, I have no idea if this is gonna work, but the thought of just tossing out these wonderful seedlings, I just couldn't do it. So I'm gonna finish this row and then I'll start another one. I have 2 rows of zinnias planted. Let's see, right there, and this is in between the collards and the broccoli. And then I did another row here that's in between the broccoli and the cabbage. So I didn't make a very good dent in the actual pot of zinnias. Um, yeah, so I plan on doing more. I may even pot them in other pots, but I do want to do more rows in the garden. But the sun's going down, it's getting cool. This is my next row, and you see how much cleanup I'm gonna have to do before I can actually plant. I don't want to get caught out here in the dark because it gets really cold these nights here lately. So I will probably work on that tomorrow, and we'll go through and pick more zinnias out. I really hope this isn't disturbing the ones that are going to stay, the roots too bad. I'm trying to be gentle. You can see where I kind of dug right in here a little too deep, but I will add some more soil on that tomorrow. Like I said, it's getting kind of cool. But yeah, so I really hope this works out. And I think it'll be really cute to have just rows of zinnias in between my various planting spaces. So we'll pick back up tomorrow. Okay, hopefully y'all can see what I'm doing. Me and these camera angles, I don't know. I'm trying. I also have on my headset, my earbuds. So hopefully you can hear me better too. If not, I'll keep working on it, guys. But I'm basically just, you know, digging out a line of soil. This red clay, you can see here where the leaves were versus where there were no leaves versus where the leaves were. I just raked them all up, but and tried to pull out as many weeds as possible. So I'm just coming in here and just making a line of where I'm going to transplant the zinnias. Okay. And that's it. That's all I'm doing. Like I said, this is an experiment, so we'll see how it goes. So now that I have my line kind of drawn, I'm gonna add my amendments. So we're doing some, put on a glove. We're gonna do some worm castings. Okay. Some bone meal. And some blood meal. Open a new bag. And lastly, we'll add some potting soil. All right. And so from here, I will go and let's see if I can take you down here. Sorry about that. This is where I am digging out, and I don't know what you guys are seeing. So this is where I'm digging out the zinnias. So I'm going to dig out some more of those and get ready to transplant them. A part of me kind of just wants to take them all out and recenter, add some more soil to this pot and redo them on. So I may do that. Yeah, but for now we're just going to continue to take clumps out and repot them. Okay. Okay, so let's find a good clump. They're kind of thinned out pretty good now, so I just use my scissors, go all the way down. Let's see, I've never used a trowel, but I don't know, I feel like it's going to do more damage than good. All right, that definitely took way more soil than I would have liked, but that's okay. At least we know we got good roots. Try to keep it all together and set that down and grab another clump. I'm definitely going to just end up taking all of these out now that I've done this and just add soil and replant them all. So we're going to take these two clumps over and get them planted in the garden. Okay. Okay, hopefully you could see me, but I'm gonna take this clump and basically, I should have brought my kneeling pad, but that's okay. These are old pads. So I'm just taking the clumps and gently separating them. Try to keep as many roots as possible, like so. And just make a little hole and surround it with soil. That's it. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to space them maybe about 2 inches apart or so, but nothing scientific. And that's it. I will, got two. I only want one. I got worms everywhere, y'all. Worms used to scare the bejesus out of me, and now I get excited when I see them. Still don't want to touch them, but I get excited when I see them. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going down the line. This clay soil is hard, so hard. I don't know how these are going to do, but I'm going to give them a chance. Alright, so I'm just going to keep going, and I'll be back. Okay, so I now have 3 rows of zinnias planted in between each of my gardening sections. Like I said, I use these fence posts as my guide to just break up the garden because I have to work in small sections. So I use that, and at the end of each of the fence posts is a pot, and so that's how I deviate between the gardening sections. So in this particular section now we have the lettuce, cucumbers that still haven't come up, but hopefully they will. And then we have our line of zinnias. And then here we have our cabbage. And then we have a line of zinnias here. And then here we have our broccoli. And then there's a line of zinnias here. And then we have our collards. So I'm really hoping this whole zinnia between the planting sections actually works. I think it would be really cute. I still have, I'm going to try to get one more done, but I don't think it's going to happen today. Maybe, but you see that pile right there? That's what I had to clean out. And there's a second pile, which you can't see from here. But that's what I had to clean out to be able to do that section. And as you can see, I still have leaves that I need to probably remove, but for now they're not in my way, so I'm not stressing over it. Just do what I can. So yeah, so our little line of zinnias in between our greens is done, at least 3 rows of them are. And I will start another line right here where this, let's go over here, where this fence post is. I will have another line of zinnias coming here. As you can see, I've already moved all my supplies in case I do feel like getting it done today. But yeah, I think that's going to be really cute. Here's what we have in the pot left so far. So yeah, I'm going to end up just taking them all out, adding more soil, topping it off, and then replanting each seedling. But like I said, I want to do one more row on this side of the arbor. and then I'll work on taking them all out and replanting them. All right. Okay, the fourth row of zinnias is now planted, so both sides of the arbor, hopefully, will have zinnias on each side. I have removed the remaining zinnias from the pot. I just lifted it up in large clumps. And so I'm going to add more soil and then replant the zinnias. Um, I don't really know how far apart they need to be, but I'm going to go for about an inch apart and see how that works. If I have to thin them out later, that's fine. But I really would like this to be a full bouquet of zinnias. All right, so that's next. Okay, is anybody else out there that loves to garden but everything makes them sneeze? That's me. Okay, so I'm going to take a clump and divide them out. Careful. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can hear my neighbors playing music. There's music back there, but we're just gonna keep moving. So anyway, I'm going to work around the center, the outer part, and work my way into the center. And just add the seedlings back in there. It's a nice overcast day, so this transplanting shouldn't do too much harm. So yeah, I'm gonna do some on this side. Maybe you can see it better. Um, so like I said, I'm just gonna go all the way around that outer part and then work my way in the center, and I'll be back. Guys, I think I properly spaced the zinnias in this pot now, and hopefully they will do great. But I still have all of these. So I have a planter that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it down here, and ignore the bird bath that's not staying there. It's moving to the back of the yard. But I have this planter, so I think I'm going to add some in there. And yeah, not sure. Oh, I did add a couple to um, the very top planter where the strawberries are. I think that'll be cute. Um, so I added just 3 in there. I may do 3 in here and 3 in there. That'll take a couple. But here's the thing. Um, I got that done, but guess what I did? I did the exact same thing in this pot. I poured the whole box of zinnia seeds, so I will be doing this again, which is fine because I still have like all of this back here is more of my summer planting space. So I could do the same thing. Like I could still, once those zinnias come up, um, divide my areas with lines of zinnias, and it'll just have that going through this entire fenced part of the garden. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna find somewhere. I do have a local friend here that loves to garden. So, Miss Cooper, if you're watching this video and you want some zinnias, let me know and I will send them your way. All right, so I'm gonna plant that far planter with zinnias and I'll come back and let you see that. Okay, so I have 3 zinnia seeds, 3 strawberry plants, and a bunching onion plant. And each of the Dollar Tree planters that's sitting in the garden chairs. Y'all, if y'all did not pick up a box of those zinnias from the Dollar Tree this year, make sure you get some next year because that one box is probably enough to do my entire garden. And I added some to the top so it looks the same as the ones in the seating area. So I'm gonna clean up my mess. Lastly, I have to go get a bag for all that stuff. I used the last of my soil to add it to this pot back here, and now it's full of zinnias. And I've already watered them in good. And I'll show you what I have left. And I just put a text out to see if my friend wants to come get them. But so that's what I have left. Probably enough for a whole entire planter. But I'm just gonna find something to keep them in for now. I have a lot of those little black pots that I put the herbs in. So I'm probably gonna go get some of those and um, try to keep them alive until I can find something to do with them or give them away. All right, so thanks for coming on this zinnia rampage with me. Um, I now have 3 pots of zinnias. I have 4 lines of zinnias in the garden, and I have this left. So I think when this grows up, it's gonna be really cute. So again, thank you guys. Thank you to all that have subscribed. Thank you to those that watch my videos on a regular basis and comment. I really appreciate you all. So take care and have